Greetings from Boston. My name is Aaron Knapp. Welcome to Tennis Talk Daily. We've got some exciting developments in the Monte Carlo Masters that I want to report to you today. We also received some very interesting and insightful viewer comments in response to my last video with respect to the question of who in the younger generation might carry on Roger Federer's stylistic legacy, broadly construed. And then finally, we have an official Tennis Talk Daily announcement, an announcement of our purpose and mission going into the clay season and throughout the clay season and going beyond the clay season if necessary. We will not stop until this goal is achieved. So this should be a fun episode. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Let's do this. The quarterfinals are almost completed in Monte Carlo. There is one pending quarterfinal between Alexander Zverev and Richard Gasquet. Gasquet is now going to serve for the first set in that match, which was pretty surprising to me based on the head-to-head history of these two players. So I'm looking forward to watching that match. Unfortunately, I'm doing this now, so I can't watch it live, but more to come on that if there's some interesting stuff in there. The winner of that match will meet Kei Nishikori, who has staged something of a comeback in Monte Carlo this year after his injury. He beat Marin Cilic in a pretty close match that saw both players sort of struggling, but Nishikori did prevail. In the other quarterfinals, Grigor Dimitrov beat David Goffin in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6. And finally, Rafael Nadal steamrolled over Dominic Thiem, doling out a bagel in the first set, and it was 6-2 in the second set. Well, Nadal really did assert his supremacy over the Prince of Clay, sort of the next in line, the second best clay player on the tour, arguably. Nadal stated today, in essence, that his supremacy is secure and comfortable, and there's no one close to me, is what he was basically saying. But we have some things to say about that. So back to this question of who can carry on the Federer torch, stylistically speaking. I said in my last video that the player is going to need a one-handed backhand, and I stand on that proposition. We have a couple of viewers that mentioned David Goffin as a possible successor to Federer's legacy. It's impossible, folks. He's got the two-hander. It's totally impossible for Goffin to do that. And so I appreciate your suggestion, but I can't agree to that proposition. Basically, it's either Thiem. At this point, it's either Thiem, Dimitrov, or Shapovalov, and a couple of you did mention Shapovalov. And I think we're going to have to watch Shapo very closely as well. But for now, it's sort of Thiem, Dimitrov. Thiem crashed out of Monte Carlo, and Dimitrov is still standing. So I am not willing to abandon Thiem as the possible successor to Federer's legacy, but and we're going to have to see what happens with him. But I'm also not closed off to the idea that Dimitrov, a couple of you mentioned Dimitrov in terms of people that you were putting your faith in for a while, and I'm prepared to take another look at Dimitrov. I've made a couple of suggestions about why we should be looking at Thiem a little more than Dimitrov, but at this point, maybe we should look a little closer at Dimitrov, and we need to keep an eye on Shapo. But above all, we need someone to carry on Federer's legacy, and the goal, and this is where I'm going to get to this final point, the goal here has to be, and this is an official Tennis Talk Daily goal, the goal for Federer's successor has to be to take down Rafael Nadal. But not just take down Rafael Nadal. The person has to take down Rafael Nadal on clay. The person has to depose Rafael Nadal on clay. Nadal has to go down, folks, and that is the Tennis Talk Daily mission. Starting from this day, we need to find a player who will take on Nadal, who will take down Nadal on clay, and in so doing, carry Federer's torch forward as a stylistic matter. It's a double purpose. And in taking down Nadal, we are doing honor to Federer's legacy. That's the truth. Because, for one, Nadal's supremacy on clay is not good for the game. It's not good for the game. And this is why Thiem is such an interesting contender, because he has this potential to take down Nadal on clay. First and foremost, to vanquish Nadal on clay, to depose the king on clay. And Thiem has that potential. But Dimitrov, again, is also a one-hander, also a clear candidate for someone who could carry on Federer's stylistic legacy. And we have this match coming up, and it's a showdown again. Dimitrov has the one-hander. He is a candidate to carry on Federer's legacy. Can he do it? Well, I'm rooting for Dimitrov. We haven't decided on Dimitrov as a channel yet because we're still pending on that question. But I'm open. I'm not willing to abandon Thiem quite yet either, even though he was pretty much demolished today by Nadal. I'm not willing to abandon him, and I think Thiem could be back. And will possibly have an opportunity to redeem himself against Nadal very soon. And I'm going to be rooting for Dominic Thiem in that instance. But tomorrow, Dimitrov versus Nadal. Let's talk about this. Can Dimitrov do it? It doesn't look very good for him given the head-to-head record and given, again, Nadal's utter, comfortable, secure supremacy. I mean, Nadal is so far up and above the other players on clay, it seems like that this could be an impossible goal for Tennis Talk Daily. But here's the thing. The person that takes down Nadal on clay, which is our goal, has to have our support. And we need to support that. We need to select a person, and we need to throw our full support behind that individual. Now, maybe it'll be two individuals, but we want to throw support behind the individuals that we believe stand the greatest chances to take down Rafael Nadal on clay, to depose the king of clay. That's our goal, and I think Thiem and Dimitrov are the two guys we're looking at. Zverev poses some problems, and as it looks, let me check the Gasquet score. Did Gasquet take the first set? He did. So Richard Gasquet took the first set in the match with Zverev. We'll have to see how that goes. Zverev could easily turn that around if he can get it together. But if Gasquet gets through, that should be interesting. We're going to have another one-hander in the mix, which makes things interesting. And heck, if Gasquet ends up toppling Nadal, I would be happy too. But I'm not putting a lot of faith in Gasquet right now. So we need to select a person. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Thiem's still my second favorite player on the tour right now, behind Roger Federer. And I have faith in him. I like his style of play. I think he could develop his... A lot of you said, well, Thiem's kind of closer to Nadal. A. Kalam mentioned... Actually, analysts refer to Thiem as the person to carry on Nadal's legacy. So there again, we have that paradox. But it's so important for the person we choose to topple Nadal. But not only topple Nadal, topple him on clay. Listen, Federer is not going to have the opportunity to topple Nadal on clay. That's the truth. He's not going to play on clay, and he's also probably going to retire fairly soon. And after he retires, Rafa's going to be around for a while. We have to select a person that will go after Rafa on clay during this period. After Federer has retired, but when Rafa is still playing. We need that person. That person will carry on Federer's legacy because the person's going to have a one-handed backhand and he's going to develop an all-court game. That person is going to take down Rafael Nadal to depose the king of clay, and he's going to do so in Roger's honor. And that's our goal here at Tennis Talk Daily. Let me know what you think. I mean, A lot of you might have a strange reaction to that. Do we really want our goal to be to destroy someone, destroy a tennis player? Well, we're not quite destroying him. Rafa Nadal is still a legend on clay, and he's had all sorts of glory. That's my response in the first instance. But also, it's not good for the game, folks. Rafa's utter supremacy here is not good for the game. So this is a healthy mission and purpose for tennis, to take down the great Nadal, to vanquish the king of clay. That is the Tennis Talk Daily stated purpose. Let's talk about who can do it. Remember, it's a double purpose. Carry on Federer's legacy and take down Nadal, not on any surface, on clay. And that's why Thiem is such an interesting option here. So let's talk about this more. Who can do it? It's not David Goffin. You can't do it with a two-handed backhand. It's either Thiem or Dimitrov or possibly Shapo. It's probably not Stan because he was already a late bloomer and he's too old to be carrying on Federer's legacy, let alone taking down Nadal on clay after Federer retires. Strange things do happen, and Stan could do that, but we need someone with younger blood to do it. So that's the stated purpose for now. It's one purpose. It's not our main purpose, but I think it's a healthy goal for the game of tennis. We need to throw our support behind someone to take down Nadal and on clay, and in so doing, that person will carry on Federer's legacy. But we need to throw our support behind the person. They need our support. If it's going to be Dimitrov, he needs our support. Just like Federer needs our support. Federer couldn't win without our support. It's the truth. He has our admiration, our support, and it helps him on the court. We need to select a player. Maybe it's going to be two. Maybe we're going to split our bets here, basically. Maybe it'll be a Team Dimitrov sort of thing. And we're just going to throw our support behind those players. Why? Because they're going to carry on the one-handed legacy, and they are going to take down Nadal, where Federer seems to be basically unable to. They're going to do it in Federer's honor. That's the goal. Give comments. Let's talk about this. Have a great weekend. I'll be posting more this weekend because we're going to have some exciting developments, but hoping Gasquet prevails over Zverev, so we're going to have two one-handers in the mix in the semifinals. So let's talk more, and we will talk very soon. Bye-bye.